So I'm in here getting her a snack just now, and there's a toy in her room that just started like making sounds. I don't like that. I'm getting rid of that toy. Do you want to say hi? Hello. I just woke up from a nap and I'm ready for my snack. I'm trying to decide if I should give her orange or banana. You want orange? You want an orange? Yay, an orange. And in just a few days, I'm coming up on being a mom of 1 year. Of a 1 year old? Okay, nope, let's... Hey, this is Rosemary, and in just a few short days, I will be celebrating being a mom for 1 year. Happy Mother's Day to me. It's my baby's birthday. Like, she's about to be 1, and I don't know. I have a lot of emotions about that. I finally went ahead and ordered her like birthday decorations because I do want to do a little birthday party. We were talking about how we don't want to do anything extravagant because she's probably going to end up going to sleep, but we do want to celebrate. So I think getting those decorations, you all right? Okay. Getting the decorations, I think, solidified like, wow, this is really happening. Okay, so I wanted to share some of the things that have made the first year of motherhood just a little bit easier for me. I'm going to do a couple of these videos, so this will be just my first one. I'm going to quickly talk about a few of the things, and I will have them in my description linked in my Amazon storefront. So if you know someone who's having a baby and you're trying to figure out what to get them, or if you're putting a baby registry together for yourself, these are things that I had on my baby registry as well. So some of them, most of them actually. Anyway, let's get to the list, shall we? So, the Haaka breast pump, this thing, lifesaver, it really was. So although I had a at-home birth, it was natural, non-medicated, all that good stuff. All birth is natural, by the way, let me just say that. But by natural, I meant like non-medicated home birth is what I had. And I will tell the story about that. But I was scared to use an electric breast pump. We had one, but for some reason I was terrified of using it. Don't ask me why. I don't know. But I had a Haaka, and I heard a lot of great things about having this because when you're nursing, when baby is little anyway, like at this point, she's all over the place when she's nursing, but when baby is a newborn, an infant, during that stage, they're staying very still and they're mostly on one side until you move them to the other side. So you're gonna hear her chiming in. Okay. And super simple songs, Miss Rachel, you're probably gonna hear all of that in the background. So enjoy the soundtrack of my day. Haaka breast pump. It's really good to collect the letdown, which is the milk that drips on the other side as you're nursing. So this, it doesn't just go directly on. I mean, you can do that and just let it collect milk that way, but you want to suction it onto your tatas. So what you do is bend this part back so that it's bent down, and then you're going to squeeze it so that there's like a suction that you're going to make. And then you're going to, there we go. We're going to secure it on there. It's nice and tight. It's kind of loose on here. But what's going to happen is as milk starts to fill up in there, it will start to expand and it will fill up hopefully with milk or just catch a little bit. I mean, in the very beginning, I've learned, you know, you don't make a ton of milk. You make just enough for the baby, what the baby's needing, and then your milk starts to come in. After the colostrum is giving you just a little bit of milk, your milk really starts coming in, and more than likely you'll have a little bit of a freezer stash, which is cool and great, but you want to just make sure that you're focused on feeding the baby. You don't want to feed the freezer because sometimes that milk doesn't even get used. But that toy is going off again. She's looking at it too. Girl, we're getting rid of that. I don't like that toy. Okay, I went and checked. The toy is not haunted. It was just pressing against something that made it kept turning back on. It has no off button. Like, it has no off button, so sometimes if something else is up against it, it will keep playing music. But that's the first time it's done that, like that. So anyway, not haunted though. Something else that has been a great addition to my life. At the end of my pregnancy, I started using this. A friend gave it to me. It didn't come with this silicone straw. I broke the straw that it came with because I dropped this one day. But this all was fine. The straw ended up breaking. It chipped at the top. It was like jagged. So I got these silicone straws that go in here. But these, what would you call this? Like a tumbler? Tumbler? Mug? Water holder? Canteen? I don't know. But this thing, I'll link it in the description. This helps me to stay hydrated throughout the day. It's been so great to just have it because, I don't know, I'm not a real adult. And I think having a fun straw makes it easier for me to just keep drinking water throughout the day. I mean, I am a real adult. I do have a baby. So, I mean, that counts, right? So staying hydrated, water, and I put coconut water in my juice when I have juice because I don't really like coconut water by itself. I know, blasphemy, I'm West Indian, so I'm supposed to, but I don't really care for the taste of coconut water by itself. So I mix it into this like fruit blend juice that's delicious, and that is a great way to keep your milk supply up and to stay hydrated because there are lots of electrolytes in coconut water. So yeah, if you need to help boost your milk supply, stay hydrated. And one of the reasons I even started drinking coconut water was because I heard a lot of people talking about a drink that helps increase milk supply. And the only reason I was concerned about my milk supply is because I couldn't nurse for one day. I had a tooth pulled, and because I was under anesthesia, they were like, just let it, work its way out of your system. Just give it 24 hours. So she had milk from the freezer stash for 24 hours. But I was concerned that my milk supply would dip in that amount of time. So I wanted to stay hydrated because we were still new to the breastfeeding journey. But I've read the ingredients on this popular drink that a lot of people say to drink to help for milk supply. And when I read the second ingredient on there, it was coconut water. So I was like, oh, I'll just make my own instead of having this. Hold up. So yeah, instead of, you can say hi. 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 Instead of drinking that that drink that a lot of people were suggesting on the interwebs, I figured I'd just make my own with less, ingredients. Because there was a lot of other things, a lot of fillers and preservatives, all that stuff that I didn't really need. So, all right. I'm going to go play with her for a little bit, and then we'll be back to talk about some more things that have made this first year of motherhood a little bit easier. All right, so getting back to the things that were helpful while breastfeeding, I wanted to share another pump that I really enjoy using. Like I mentioned, I don't use an electric pump, but I mean, maybe I should learn. But this hand pump, this Medela? Yeah. This breast pump, it's been great. The Haaka pump was amazing, super helpful. But then when she started getting more active while nursing and climbing a little bit, going from side to side, this was a little bit tricky to make sure I'm not spilling milk, when I say this, I mean this. This was a little tricky, trying to make sure I'm not spilling milk, trying to make sure she doesn't kick it off of me, So this, because it's enclosed, much better for when baby becomes a bit more active. When baby's a little more, chill and relaxed, the Haaka is perfect. Or even in the morning when she first wakes up, she's a little sleepy still, it's easier to use the Haaka pump or the manual pump at that time. And then Any other time that I'm pumping when she's awake, I'm going to use the manual pump. So while nursing and breastfeeding, especially in the beginning, you know, you're producing a lot of milk, a lot more than we actually need in most cases. So I started using nursing pads just for when I was like out of the house, or even if I was home and I didn't want my bra to be just soaked with milk that was just dripping throughout the day. I know that people, I think these were called Ladybugs by Haaka. I couldn't get these to work well for me, but you can just have them inside of your bra collecting because they're very soft. And they can just collect milk that's dripping throughout the day. But they didn't work great for me. But they might work well for you. So definitely, I think everything under the Haaka brand is really good quality. And if it doesn't work for me, that doesn't mean it won't work for you. So definitely give it a try if you're interested in collecting that milk that might be dripping throughout the day, instead of just soaking it up with nursing pads. So I was using these bamboo nursing pads, and I liked those because they were soft and reusable. So I just had to wash them and I could use them again the next day. I had like a whole bunch in rotation. And the only thing I didn't like about those is they would absorb very well, but then you would smell the milk throughout the day. And the baby loved that because she could smell me from, you know, another room in the house. And I wasn't a fan of smelling like milk all the time. So I started trying out different nursing pads. And then I found these. These were really good. These disposable nursing pads, this brand is amazing. They're very absorbent. They don't leave you smelling like breast milk all day or night whenever you decide to use it. But then I moved on to their reusable ones, which are very soft, really lightweight. They feel great. And again, just like with their disposable ones, you're not smelling like milk all the time. And these were holding a lot of milk, but it would never leak through. It would never have me smelling like milk, no matter how much milk was in there. The disposable and the reusable ones, I think, are probably my favorite. And I really like the material. Let's see if you can see that. Like, it's very soft. Very soft. This is the side that goes facing your breast. And super absorbent. Again, it comes in a pack of like 3. I think I got a pack of 4. So, you know, if one is needing to be washed, it comes in a little cute pouch where you can like wash them in the pouch, I think. But I would just hand wash them in the shower and let them dry sitting in the bathroom overnight. And then they would be dry for the next day. And the ones that I slept in, I would just switch them out, and highly recommend. If you are making your baby registry, or you know someone who is pregnant, these things should be on your gift registry. I remember watching tons of videos while I was pregnant. Like every morning, my routine was coming out here and having breakfast. And as I was making breakfast, I would be watching videos about people's pregnancy journeys, labor and delivery stories. And then I was watching a lot of baby registry videos. And one thing I noticed is there's a lot of content out there, like take these things off your baby registry, or like, you know, things you don't really need, things you think you might need, but don't get these things. And I think it really depends on the individual, because there's a lot of people who said like, don't get the wipe warmer for the baby. That's such a waste. We love it. We have that for her when she's home. And I think she knows like, I'm not always going to get warm wipes because again, she doesn't freak out, but it's a nice way to make cleaning her up just a little bit. She's chewing on one of her teething toys. So yeah, get the things that you want. Put what you want on your baby registry. You know, I think it's trial and error, figuring out what works for you, what works for your family, because what works for me may not work for you, and vice versa. What works for me may not work for you, but what works for me might work for you. So I mean, it's worth trying and seeing what you like. You know, we all have our preferences, and I think it's great to just try different things out to see what you like most, you know? So I know for this video, most of the items that I talked about that were very useful were like breastfeeding related and milk production related. But there's one more thing that I wanted to share. And again, these items will all be in my description on my Amazon storefront. But this baby monitor, the Kidsneed baby monitor, this is our second one. As you can see, I still have this thing on here. We just hooked it up last night. But like, this one is really good. We like this camera because it shows you everything. You can get a good range, like watch the whole room. But one thing that we really liked about it is it's not attached to the Wi-Fi. A lot of the baby monitors these days, you know, it's an app on your phone that you can watch, or it's connected to the Wi-Fi in some way, which is cool. Well, someone's ready for some milk, but we wanted one that was just, you know, if Wi-Fi is not working, that's still working. And that brand, like, the quality is great. We just, like I mentioned, we just got a new one because the first one, the charger, the monitor, it wasn't holding its charge, so we got a new one recently. But we've had it for almost a year now, so we've been using it. In a week it'll be a year, so we got a great use out of it, and we're still using it. We just have to have it plugged in. So I'll probably still use that when we're not home, like at my mom's house or something. If you like this content, let me know and I'll keep making more of it. I have a lot more about motherhood that I do want to share. And so yeah, whether or not you say you enjoy it, I'm gonna be making it. Okay, no, I'm just kidding. Let me know if you enjoy this content. Thank you so much for watching. Guidance, peace, and much love.